Welcome to Idea Tennis, where we challenge ideas, elevate thinking, and serve up conversation that make you question everything.
A lot of people don't think of a podcast as a stage. It is. It's a worldwide, global stage. You put yourself out there, you share your thoughts with other people, your experiences, your level of expertise, you being able to share not only your thoughts, but help other people shape their thoughts but again, it's not about connecting with everyone. It's about connecting with your people. Recognizing that we're not everyone's cup of tea, but we're somebody's cup of cafecito gives you a different perspective of being grateful for the 350, and they will grow with effort. You already have the courage. It lives within you. You just have to believe it. And most important, you have to choose you. Even when no one else chooses you, are we really setting the big goals, dreaming big, making impact and income and creating positive change and creating community in a way that's meaningful?
Welcome to the stage, Jess. Welcome to Idea Tennis stage. We don't often appreciate the convenience of Zoom. You're in New York, and I'm in Connecticut. I mean, it's not that far away, but here we are just doing this thing right here in front of the world, having a conversation with the world. So do you appreciate the stage you're on right now, Jess? Let me ask you that question. Do you appreciate the stage you're on? Well, welcome to the podcast, by the way.
Hello, Asher. Thank you. Thank you for having me today, Ash. I am so blessed to have the opportunity to speak on the stage. A lot of people, not just us, take for granted the power of Zoom, the power of social media, the power of connecting with people, even in a digital world. Most people, I believe, connect with people initially online. I know someone, we won't say his name is Asher, who in 2025 and in 2024 barely left his house, but met a lot of new people. How did he do that?
You don't understand. I told myself, if I can meet you on Zoom, Jessica, if I can make a sale on Zoom, if I can do all these things on Zoom that I don't have to do in person, I ain't going to meet you unless I need to. So we get stuck in the era of, well, let me say, I get spoiled because of COVID, which kind of puts you in this situation where you can do so much. I'm talking to people all over the world on here. This transportation system right here called Zoom, I'm so grateful for it. And because of that, I get to have a stage and people get to hear what Asher is thinking, what he's feeling, what he's doing. And you get to do the same. And we get to enjoy this process every week by talking to people all over the world from right here.
I will say I was an early adopter of Zoom before COVID. My team and I were building our network marketing business using Zoom on a regular basis because for me, it evened the playing field. For me, it allowed people convenience and access. And those are two things that are very important to people: convenience and access. The idea that we could connect with individuals who are interested in starting a business or interested in products or services that we had to offer, and they didn't need to leave their home. They didn't need to rush from work to go to a location to meet up with someone. And it gave us reach. I mean, you said it, global access. We were able to expand our business partnerships into Canada. We were able to connect with people in the UK. We were able to reach people that under normal, ordinary circumstances, we would have never been able to connect with. Then the lockdown happened. And it was the only way. If you wanted to keep your business, sustain your business, grow your business, it was the only thing you had. And we rolled with it.
Here I am going to school, doing the same thing online, straight Zoom, not even Zoom right now. I'm logging in. But it's something that I think we underappreciate because it got boring, it get normalized. But it's a game changer. It's a game changer, personal life and professional life. You can talk to your date on here too if you want, right? But we got FaceTime. We got FaceTime for that. But I love Zoom, and I really want people to really think about how productive this can make their life if they start using it right. You know what I do every time I get on a meeting with people? I record the conversation. I start recording before they get on deck. Because here's the thing. You're gonna do a lot of things, and when you turn the camera on, you can make a lot of input. When you go back and you look at it, you're like, "Whoa, I got content now." By the way, to share. I don't remember. I remember when I first started my business. Just when I first started back in like 2022, I was desperate for like a video of me talking to somebody doing something. I need a testimony. I need somebody that says, "Oh, they saw me talking to this, blah blah." I need to find something with me on video, and it feels so stressful trying to get it. But now here I am. I have so much videos, so much content. But now what do you do with it? What is it? What is what? So we're talking about stage right now. So I'm gonna ask you about because I see you on a few stages that wasn't part of the community. But what is your journey right now, and how people been asking you to invite you to speak on stages, and what has that been for you?
At the end of last year, 2024, I set a goal for 2025 to be on 10 stages. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why I put such a small number. I wanted to get to the goal. I don't know. And
But
stages,
you exceed that? Did you exceed your 10 numbers? Your
oh,
10?
I exceeded. I exceeded for sure. And I'll share a little bit about some of the stages. But from the perspective of playing small, I played small. 10, I don't know why I said 10
Mm-hmm.
stages. And the stages, virtual stages, actual stages, my stages, other people's stages, being a guest speaker somewhere, a featured speaker somewhere. I didn't really recognize that this is a
Mm-hmm.
stage.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't think of a podcast as a stage. It is. It's a worldwide global stage. You put yourself out there, you share your thoughts with other people, your experiences, your level of expertise, you being able to share not only your thoughts, but help other people shape their thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on a stage is ultimately the goal, getting people to think different. It's one of the things not only that our audience loves, but that I love about Idea Tennis. It's those thought provoking questions that get you to look at things and think about things differently, to recognize that there's not always only one way to get to the same destination. So I slept on myself with this 10 stage goal. I'm going to have to sit down and do like a listing of all, because I need to, me and data, and I'm a concrete person.
Mm-hmm.
But just in the last 2 months, I have been on 7 stages, not counting like the podcast, not counting the 7 other people stages in the last 2 months. Not my stage. And this is my stage. This is our stage. I have a weekly presentation I do that's my stage. I do some other things. Those are my stages. So yeah, I totally slept on myself.
Okay. So in the last 2 months, what's the biggest stage you've been on? Biggest audience stage, like in the audience?
Ever?
No, it's in the last this year. I'm
Oh,
talking
the
about this
last
year.
2 months. Oh, because I've been on stage with like speaking to 5,000 people before.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 350 in November. It was a regional
Mm-hmm.
event for, yeah, regional conference. And I spoke about the setup for success with new
Mm-hmm.
partnerships. And there were about, I'm going to say somewhere between 300 and 350 people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, the reason I'm asking this, right? Because same thing here. When we have the podcast, and depends on how many people like just watch the episode. But sometimes we forget if that many people is in a room, you'd be like, wow, I got many people to show up in a room. That's so many people like listen to you in a room. So sometimes we forget that. So now you on stage, you got 300 something people in the room, you're talking. Okay, great. But if 200 people view your podcast, you might think that's a loaded number. But it's still the same 300 people viewing you, watching you, giving you attention, paying you with their attention. Sometimes we underestimate the power of this Zoom space, this YouTube space, however you want to call it, this podcast space, because we're still impacting people psychologically, mentally. We're still impacting them in their life. So how was that big stage? How was that experience for you?
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
The audience really was engaging. You know that what you're sharing is hitting home and resonating with people when you see them taking pictures of your slides and your presentation. You see them feverishly writing notes and engaging. I used to get the butterflies right before I went on any stage, like butterflies, sweaty hands.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter that I had done it before. But I guess now when I recognize, and this is a lesson a lot of people can relate to, is when you're on a stage and you're sharing your experience and your knowledge and your know-how with other people, the goal isn't to connect with everyone. The goal is to connect with the people who connect with you.
The people who are paying attention.
Yes, people who pay attention pay more. From that regard, I recognize, and I want the audience to recognize, when you have the opportunity to be on a stage and speak to people, it should be a conversation. It should be how they can apply what it is that you're sharing, your knowledge, your expertise, your experience, and how they could apply it to themselves, their business, their mindset, whatever the topic is that you're sharing. And not so much about you as the speaker. I generally try to focus in on one person, like a friendly face in the audience, because then it makes me feel more comfortable. It feels like I'm speaking just to that person and not to all the people in the room. But the perspective that we have, and you said it so perfectly, speaking to 350 people in a room, you feel like you had impact. You feel like you made a difference. You feel like you connected with people. But then on a digital platform and you connect with 350 people, your perspective is totally different. You start to compare yourself to the people that have 350,000 viewers
Mm-hmm.
versus you and your 350 views. But again, it's not about connecting with everyone, it's about connecting with your people, recognizing that we're not everyone's cup of tea, but we're somebody's cup of cafecito, gives you a different perspective of being grateful for the 350, and they will grow with effort. They will grow organically. They will grow with our audience, sharing our content, and our community growing, and people discovering who we are and our great energy and our fun vibe and our experience and expertise.
Mm. Well, congratulations for getting 7 in the last 2 months.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jess, that's a major accomplishment. I
Yeah.
know you said 10 for the year. You already got 7 in 1 month. Yeah, man. Jess is definitely playing small.
A lot of people do that. You set a small goal because it's attainable. I coach people all the time. I tell you all the time, have a goal so outrageously big that
Mm-hmm.
people think you're crazy. I don't know why I did 10. This year it'll be more. Maybe I'll put 100 stages. I don't know for 2026. But I
Well, maybe it's not about the number of stages, but the quality of the stage. Maybe like I want to be in front of this
yeah.
many people in an audience versus just any stage. But yeah, no, we were in November right now. Like this year is like anybody just check it. What this year is not waiting for nobody. It was just 2025, like yesterday. Now it's about to be 2026.
So Asher, I have a question for you about stages.
Yeah.
What's the largest stage, the number of people that you've spoken to on a stage before?
Well, that's a great question, Jeff. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure. Because I mean, in the military, I used to do a lot of briefings too, and it was like a lot of people in the room, like, redeployment,
Mm-hmm.
reintegration and stuff. So it's a couple of hundreds. Let me go a couple of hundreds. Couple of hundreds. Couple of hundreds.
I'm going to
I will
ask
go
you
with that.
another question and see what
Mm-hmm.
your perspective is on this.
Mm-hmm.
As an entrepreneur, because that's what
Mhm.
who we are and who we're speaking to. Why do stages matter?
The wise man says you got to find a way to impact the masses, create stories to impact the masses. And most people probably feel this way. They do want to impact people and they want to find a way to be remembered. I don't know if sure you want to be remembered, but I do. And maybe that's some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Maybe some kind of narcissism stuff, but I want to be remembered. I do. That's why I do so much writing. That's why I want to be remembered. And I want to be remembered in a good way. So therefore, I figure out I got to go get on the stages and do something to impact other people.
Well, not in a narcissistic way, but I think I've shared this before
Mm-hmm.
that when I'm no longer on this planet, I want people to think about me and the impact I've had, small, big, and smile and feel like my life was better off having known Jessica, having crossed paths with Jessica, having her in my life. To me, that's meaningful impact. To me, that's creating legacy beyond your own life. It's being able to help other people recognize that what I did for them or the feeling that they had as a result of knowing me, they can pay it forward and do it to and for someone else. To me, that's legacy.
Mm. Think about religion. I'm gonna use this right now because what is religion for me personally is just religion is just like it's stories that get passed across time, right? Story that survived the time. That's what religion is in a certain way. Because if it wasn't get passed by, I would have forgot it. So the thing that stick around the longest is things that are somewhat tied religiously or politically. But religion, one of the longest running thing we have. I mean, politics is, but most time politics die, but religion stays a long time. So there are stories that get passed on across time. So now I'm like, wait a minute, Asher. Can you figure out a way to get your story to get passed across a long time? That's why I said I want to write one great book. I'm practicing with my 86 to get to one great book. My goal is to write one great book as good as the Bible, right? But I realized, oh yes, I know I'm going after that. We'll see. But if I can put the story down in a way where we get passed along through time, it's like a religion, but not really a religion. But it's kind of like the thing that people repeat because it's wisdom that lives across time. I want to leave something like that behind to be remembered. Okay, that's my big goal. Okay, go ahead. What about you?
I just shared my big goal. I want people to think about me and smile when I'm dead. Listen, I have met people in my life that I am grateful for
Mm-hmm.
that changed my mindset, showed kindness. People that in there was a nurse, her name was Valerie, and she worked at the hematologist office that I went to after my stroke. And so I was there very regularly because they had to monitor my blood. And so it was a difficult time in my life. To me, she was an angel in my life.
Mm-hmm.
While I was struggling, she was reminding me how far I had come.
Mm-hmm.
I had gone there almost every week for over a year. And it was almost as if I was arriving in Valerie's home, the way she made me feel when she saw me. When she opened the door in the patient waiting area and she called my name, it was as if she was welcoming me home to her home. The ease and genuine authenticity of love that Valerie showed to me every time I went made me feel not only hopeful, but reminded me that the goodness of God comes through the people, the angels like Valerie, that he brings into our life. The most unexpected places. We would talk about my son, her boys. We would talk about most people don't want to wait a long time in the doctor's office for the doctor. I didn't mind waiting for the doctor because I chat with Valerie. I don't know if she was
Mm,
allowed to chat with me that long or not, but she did. And for me, it was a reminder in the midst of darkness, there is always light. When you feel like you don't know if you are moving in the right direction, God will send you reminders. God will send you the people like Valerie in your life that will show you you didn't give up. Why are you going to even talk about or think about giving up now? Like, go, girl, go. And I will never forget Valerie. All my days, I will never forget Valerie. I want to be someone's Valerie.
mm. Just. I tell you what, my friend, when it comes to the experience of remembering people, like twice in my life, I've had two major issues when I was stationed in Germany, and two major issues that I felt like I was almost gonna go to jail. And I'll tell you what they are, but I remember my supervisor, same like you, my supervisor. I was in the darkest of my time, just like Asher was on the edge. Tell you, that man kept me sane. But because of that, I will never forget him. Because when I felt like my reputation, my status, my everything was like on the line and being questioned and all that stuff, and like you was innocent of certain things, but you felt like everybody think you was guilty, and then somebody's like, nah, bro, I believe you. We're gonna get through this. When those people showed up in your life, man, I'm telling you, you never forget them. And so now, how do you create never forgetting situation for the people that come to you for service or for help? Where I am going through this thing right now, I need somebody to help me find clarity, help me to anchor, and me to find direction. And then that person stood by you and talked to you and like create words that interpret your feelings for you. Like, man, I'm telling you, priceless people, man.
Yes, I
Yeah.
want to be one of them. That is the goal. When I connect with people from a stage, when I
Mm-hmm.
leave that stage and someone reaches out to me, whether it's in a text message, a direct message, or actually coming up to me and saying, wow, what you just said really hit home for me. Oh, I love how you share on Thursday nights. How could I learn from you?
Mm,
That to me is like, oh great, I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right track. Why? Because it's not about me. It's about how through me, one foremost, always, when I have the chance, even from a stage, that they may come to know God. Two, that they recognize that we are all a work in progress. And if we commit to being better and doing better and putting ourselves in the rooms to be able to learn from other people, we will arrive. I
mm,
want to set that example for others. And so, them telling me the impact that I had is just validating that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
mm. I think you're in your early 50s. I'm in my mid 40s. And I would say age is a stage, and your maturity is security for other people. So when I think about the people that impacted me, because there was a few years ahead of me, they understand like the thing I was stressing about, it will pass. But oftentimes when you're in it and you're young, you don't see it. You don't see it. And then your situation with Valerie, she's seen a lot of sick people, so she understand the sick thing that you're stressing anxiety about, it's gonna pass. I've seen a lot of people recover. My supervisor seen a lot of people get in trouble, like in the same, but I was young, It was like, young man, this is gonna pass as well. Just gonna I'm gonna get you through it. But oftentimes a lot of people looking for people that are a few miles ahead down the road, like, hey bro, I know what you're going through. You think this is the end, but it's not. And I think that when we think about being a mature person, being a person of wisdom, being aged ahead of other people, and you sit on that stage for that age, like, oh yeah, I'm 50. I understand what it means to be 50 on the stage of 50. Guess what? I can talk to somebody that's in their 20s, like, yeah, man, you're gonna make it. It seems hard right now, but you're gonna make it. I think my daughter, I think she was telling me a story recently. She got fired from a job, right? She just had a job for like a few weeks, but she was leaving the job to do an interview for another job, and they found out. It's like either you come in or you fired, and she was like, yeah. But we talked about it. I'm like, you gotta come with better strategy. Like
Mhm.
if you're gonna call out for it, you gotta have a really good excuse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Can't let them know everything. But the young people doesn't know sometimes what stage you're on and how they gotta perform on that stage and how to carry themselves on that stage. Because people gonna judge you. They're gonna say certain things if you don't understand where you at and how to respond back, then you're gonna be in a world of hurt.
It I heard recently the terminology of progressive revelation.
Mm,
Our understanding changes. Our understanding changes based on our age, based on our experiences, based on our mindset. We want to all know the end result. We want to know the outcome. You're gonna laugh at this one. If I could be a fly on the wall at my funeral service and hear the eulogy that someone is gonna say about me, why is that important to me? Because while it is a joking matter in the sense of me being a fly in the wall, I make it a goal every single day to live my life in a way that not only serves God and serves others, but almost as if like a living eulogy. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. It doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that I don't lose my hot Puerto Rican temper. And it doesn't mean any of that. What it does mean is that I believe in the best of people. I
mm,
believe that if I every day wake up with that same mindset, be better, do better, have people around me that cheer me, that check me, that push me, that encourage me, position yourself to be in rooms that no one invited you into to show people what's possible because you've accomplished it. That I try to do my best every single day, even if it's like 0.19% better than yesterday. I want to be 0.19% better than yesterday. That's how I try to live my life.
mm. I'm gonna go back to this fly on the wall thing. Have you seen the movie Vikings? Have you seen that? You
No,
watched that TV series? I mean, the TV
no,
series.
I
It's
don't
it's one of
even know.
my
Yeah,
this is
is
one
it
of my favorite.
recent? Is it now, or is it like oh
Vikings. It's old. I think it's back in like 2013 or 28, 2008, 2008, 2013. So it's old. It's old. But
no?
it's like it's awesome. Anyway, you mentioned that be a fly on the wall for your funeral. So I remember the main act star in the movie called is I guess his role is called Ragnar, right? So remember he had fake his death, right? He faked his death in a certain way. But then all of him, because he's like the most famous guy in the whole country, right? It was like famous. So he had faked his death, and everybody came to his coffin and was telling him all these things, but he's not dead. And they heard all of their little thing that they had to say. So when you said the fly on the wall, I was like, oh, you should do like you pull off a Ragnar. Pull off a Ragnar.
Fake
Pull
my
off.
death and lay in the coffin? No
Yeah.
way.
And then everybody come and tell you all the things that they wish they should have tell you face to face. But he heard all of it from all these folks, and it was interesting. Then when they saw him come back alive, it was like, the fuck, he wasn't dead.
No, we won't. We'll skip that part of the story.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
You'll just
that's
have
one
to
of
arrive at heaven later than me so you can fill me in.
mm,
Even though
no.
you say 86 is the day, but
Yeah, 86. It's gonna happen.
all right, well then you'll be there first. You'll be there first.
Okay, so before we close up, I want to tap into mindset coward. I want to tap into it's out by the way. So by the time this come out, I think we should be, but it's out and the numbers are growing. And you know, as I was sharing with other people and telling them, hey, my book is out, this new book. And it was like the excitement that I'm getting from them. You know why? Just because I've been doing this book thing and I've been staying consistent with it. And people noticing that, wait a minute, Asher's really like he's not letting the thing go. He's really this is his new profession. So I'm getting that validation from the folks that I'm sharing with. They was like, because before I used to share my book, you get one, but now I'm getting different response. It's like, oh yeah, bro. Another one already, Asher? I'm like, yeah, another one. This one is good. This one is like this is the best writing so far, and it's getting better every year. I'm getting better at this thing. But anyway, so Jess, time for you to start. Open up your community and let them know that Jess got a book out.
Yes,
Another one. She got another one out.
another one. I for some reason I heard DJ Khaled when you said that in my head. Another one.
But how does it feel to have another one out, Jess? Let me ask you that question.
This book,
In 1 year. In 1 year, by the way, in the same year.
this book is transformational.
Hmm.
I cannot wait to hear people's transformation stories from a direct result of reading this book,
Hmm.
of recognizing that you already have the courage. It lives within you. You just have to believe it. And most important, you have to choose you. Even when
Hmm.
no one else chooses you, you have to choose you. Recognizing that your mindset believes what you tell it. I'm a bad bitch, right? That's who I am. I'm a badass. I'm awesome. There is nothing that I cannot accomplish with hard work, faith, effort, God by my side. I've been through it all, but it hasn't killed me. It's only made me stronger. Those are the stories that I want to hear from other people. Those are the things that I want people to get when they walk away from reading this book. When someone says, I failed the test, I
Hmm.
failed the test the second time, I failed the test the third time, should I keep going? Should I even bother to take the test again? Is
Hmm.
this the right thing I'm meant to do? Well, guess what? Vanessa took the test until she passed. She didn't give up on herself.
Hmm.
To me, that is an example for the world to live by. Do not give up on yourself.
Yeah, I tell Vanessa too. We're gonna talk about Vanessa. Let's stick to this one. I like this one. Just if you don't mind sticking here. I gotta give shout out to Vanessa. I met her when I first started my other podcast. She came on, we was talking, I was interviewing her at the time. I don't think she had passed the test yet. Maybe she did. I can't remember exactly. Maybe she did. But she was telling the story, and I was like, Vanessa, do you know how interesting that story is? Like nobody has done that. And I don't know. Like you gotta write that story up and tell it because that is a powerful story of sticking to something for so long, and you can hear the noise in the background, you noise in from everywhere around you, and you hear it, but you still like keep focus on it. Man, listen, that's a Rocky Balboa right there. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, and then look at her now. Look at her today.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own practice.
Mm-hmm.
She's inspiring people she's never even met before, with the power of her story, the power of never giving up, the power of shutting out the noise in the background, because none of that honestly really matters. What matters is, do you believe that you can do it? Do you believe that you could accomplish whatever it is that you are working towards? Do you believe that if you study more, maybe study different, you'll pass the test the next time? You keep going. You have more belief in yourself, and you choose yourself each and every time, and recognizing that quitting is never an option. Never, ever an option. I had this moment in my entrepreneurial journey where I wanted to quit something because it was hard. It was really, really hard. It wasn't happening the way I expected. There were so many obstacles, so many challenges. I was tired physically, mentally, and I had a mentor in my life. And he's on the phone with me, and we're on the phone for like 2 hours, and we're talking, and I'm telling him, like, I just can't. Like, this is taking up too much time, energy, and effort. It's like draining my soul. I cannot do this anymore. And he said, listen, Jess, I know a lot of things about you, but one of the things that I know about you is that you are not a quitter. And this is not going to be the first time that you quit something. So, whatever you have to do, put on your big girl pants and figure it out because you are not a quitter. So, stop saying that you want to quit because that's not even an option here. He believed in me and recognized that, yes, I was not a quitter. I had never quit before. Why was I going to even consider quitting now? So many people allow the chaos and the noise to creep in. But when you surround yourself with the right people, you have mentorship, you have a coach, you have people that you could trust in your confidence circle, they will remind you of your worth. They will remind you what you bring to the table, and they will remind you that you are not a quitter. So don't start now.
Sometimes it's not the good thing that keeps you from quitting. Sometimes it's the bad things. Because sometimes you're like, if I quit, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm gonna keep going until I finish it. Or because sometimes it's fear that keeps us from quitting. Because you fear the thing that happens after you quit. I don't want to deal with that. I'm afraid of that. So therefore I'm gonna keep going. So there's always different ways of keeping people going. Like when the guy was saying, you're not a quitter. Like just in your mind, you're like, that's shameful. I don't want to be a quitter. I'm not gonna quit. Because sometimes people shame you into that feeling. Like, do you really want to feel enough quitter? You want to quitting on your leisure? Like, I don't. Well, guess what? Don't do it then, because you're gonna have that one on your leisure. So sometimes we can scare people into not quitting, or we can scare people into quitting. But going back to the noise thing, and this is the part that I so much appreciate at the stage I'm at right now in my life, where I just don't get ambushed with a lot of negative people stuff. And like, you can't reach me because I got your phone number in my phone. And if I want to talk to you, I ain't picking up. And if you call me and the number is not in my phone, definitely ain't picking up. Right. And then you can find me really. So then I appreciate the stage I'm at where I don't have to deal with things I don't want to deal with, meaning that I don't watch the news, so you can ambush me with what's going on crazy in the world because I'm not watching it. Because right, guess what? There's always craziness in the world and always will be. So I don't need to stay up on current event. I don't need that. Why? Because some of this stuff I can't do nothing about. But a lot of people, they've built a habit around, I gotta stay on current event. What is current? People trying to ambush you with stuff, they're trying to sell you and scare you and make you and shame you into buying things that you don't need. Like that stuff is happening all the time. I want to deal with that stuff. So I deliberately curate the things I want to listen to, the people I want to listen to, because I realize that whether you like it or not, once that words get in your head, it's in your head. And then you gotta fight to get it out of there. So then you gotta be careful of what you let in and the people you let around you. So that, my friend, is what I would say to anybody listening right now. Curate your stage, curate the people around you, curate the information that's coming into you, and let that noise out of you.
And remember, quitting's not an option.
All right, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up. What's your biggest takeaway, Jess? What you got?
That I played small this year. How many
Did you?
other people who are listening to us type in the comments for us? Did you play small this year?
I want to reframe that. I want to say, Jess, you exceeded your standard this year.
Yes, I exceeded my standard, but I played it safe, is what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Played it safe. How many of us play it safe? We set a goal. Here it was a goal of how many stages I could be on. Sometimes the goal is how much money we could save. Whatever the goal is, sometimes we set it small because we feel that that's attainable and we'll be able to accomplish it. Sometimes when we're starting out, that's what we need, goals that are attainable. But once you recognize that you have consistently attained your goals, that's the time to level up. That's the
Mm-hmm.
time to dream bigger, to set bigger goals, to recognize that even if I fall short from my big goal, I exceeded the goals that I had when I first started out. The first time I set a goal to be on one stage, now how many stages have I been on? What are the things that we should be really recognizing that we are choosing to stay inside the box, to play small? Yes, we're setting goals. We're doing the things that we think we should be doing as entrepreneurs, but are we really doing them? Are we really setting the big goals, dreaming big, making impact and income and creating positive change and creating community in a way that's meaningful? Or are we just staying in the box and playing it safe? So recognizing that I stayed a little bit in the box with the goal of stages, because all the other things in my life I totally exceeded. And we'll have to do like a recap episode of both of our year, the 2025. But recognize that I need to set bigger goals.
I have another reframe. I would say instead of staying in the box, you stay on the edge of the box. So you don't want to be in the box or outside the box. You want to be on the edge of the box. The edge of the box is where the fun is at. Like get to really be on the cutting edge of things. That's where I like to be anyway.
Actually, you're the risk taker. I'm not. I
So
want to fall.
just so she doesn't
Dude.
want to fall out the edge.
No, I'm either
Okay.
in the box or I'm way outside the box. I am running towards the finish line, but I am not at the teetering at the edge. That's
I like
dangerous.
I like I like the edge. I like the danger. Well,
We
we're
know.
different. That's our difference. But I would say this to close out that I realize that as I'm getting older that my maturity is somebody else's security. And because I have that responsibility, I gotta respect my age and I gotta respect the stage I'm on, or the stage I'm at in my life. Because a lot of people are counting on me keep, pushing the edges, me keep pushing the boundaries. Because, in my family, there's a lot of things that we haven't done, right? A lot of places we haven't tiptoed into, a lot of waters we haven't stepped into. And I'm like, I want to step into some of those waters. And can I be one of the few that actually, try this new color and then see if anybody else want to try? But I gotta respect the stage I'm at in my life because now I get to inspire people in different ways, impact them in different ways, and be remembered. Like I said, be remembered. And with that, make it an utterly fantastic week.